Stream everything, get all the tax write-offs. There it is. Sleep on stream? I'm just live 24/7 now, huh? No, you gotta draw the line somewhere, but yeah, I think it's nice to stream this. I've been really liking it. Yeah, smart Mamba. Although I haven't seen Pain User stream in a very, very long time. Does he still stream? I'm kind of scared I'm gonna get it on the green, dude. Don't want to get it on the green. Only the green that needs to not be green, you know, but not the green that is supposed to be green. So normally the way you paint these sort of miniatures is by painting from the deepest recesses outwards. So you go for the hardest to reach areas first. But for this one, I couldn't really figure out a way to do that unless I wanted to do 12 sub-assemblies. But the blocks that need to be metallic are relatively large, so we're just gonna base coat the whole thing that needs to be metallic, and then we'll do some separate areas that need to be a different metallic. But probably my Harbinger of Decay barrel. I'm very happy with how the Harbinger of Decay turned out. I did that one last month. I think the Harbinger looks nice. The full painting of that is going up on my my YouTube channel right now. That is youtube.com/morelowko for those of you curious. Thank you. I guess we'll stick to the site for now, and then we'll go from there. I mean, I can already guarantee you I'm accidentally gonna paint sections that are not supposed to be silver. Not looking forward to realizing that, but hey. We just need to be a little careful. You just lost a 3-hour match in StarCraft 2? Jeez. 3 hours? What were you doing it for that long? The map should be mined out by about 45 minutes, no? What do you do for the rest? Casual 3-hour game. Yeah, this is definitely gonna take this is definitely gonna take 2 coats. I'm almost forgetting to drink my coffee, guys. These nuts jokes? No. This is a mature stream, dude. We don't make these nut jokes over here. Don't you know that? I am one of the most mature streamers out there. No wiener jokes. No nuts jokes. Definitely no vagina jokes, okay? We don't do that around these parts. Everybody knows that. What about the number 69, you may ask? Also, just a regular number. What's funny about the number 69? I never joke about such things. Just a nice round odd number. Guten Tag, Schwert von Eier. People paint each item separately and then put them together. So you can decide how you paint these sort of things. In general, I don't like sub-assemblies very much. Sub-assembly is basically where you assemble different parts and then glue them together near the end. But for some stuff, it just makes sense. So for this guy, he's got two arms that I have separate right now because they would go and glue into this spot right over here and I would not be able to access any of the parts that I've just painted. Like, it would just be impossible. So there's like a couple of different schools of thinking, you know? Like, some people are like, okay, if you can't see it, who cares? Right? Like, it depends on to what level you wanna finish a miniature, right? But yeah, it kind of depends on what you care about and how far you want to go. So some people take like a little Space Marine and paint that in like 17 parts. They like, you know, keep everything separate to try and, you know, finish it to like a perfect standard. And then there's other folks out there that like do everything in one go, pretty much regardless of whatever miniature it is. So there's not really like a set rule for it. I am not a huge fan of sub-assemblies unless they're like really easy. You know, like if they're really... Like, so I recently did like I painted Starmaster Slan, which is like a big toad that sits inside of a throne. And the throne is like 90% of the work. Like, the throne is like a very big portion of it and the toad just kind of sits in there. Very easy sub-assembly to do because you can just paint the throne a little bit easier and then you can paint the toad a little bit easier too. So for stuff like that, it just makes sense. But for a lot of other parts, I don't really... I don't really care that much. Maybe I have to give it a shot, you know? Like, maybe I should try and paint, like, I've been thinking about that. Maybe just try and do a good old regular Space Marine. Like, the most conventional Space Marine ever. And try to finish that to, like, a really high standard. I think that would be kind of fun. The only problem is I don't have a Space Marine. But most people would go about building first and then, you know, painting second. You kind of have to plan it a little bit in advance, I guess, to see how far you want to go. Yeah, some people go really far though with sub-assemblies. Let me see. How do we do this part? Okay. I was looking at the reference image. So this section over here needs to be silver, but the little overhanging part, that plate needs to be... Yeah, this is gonna, like, blocking in this color and then shading it and stuff is gonna really bring out a lot of the details of this mini for sure. It's gonna make a big difference, rather than just one big green blob. I'm hoping that when we're done today with painting, it'll look a little bit more like an actual dreadnought. Does stress ever go away in StarCraft 2? Depends on what sort of stress. There's always a certain level of fight or flight. But a lot of things do become autopilot over time. I don't really have anxiety for laddering anymore, but yeah, I remember having that in the early days. I think the main realization for games like StarCraft 2 and really Nice, I got a little bit of silver on where it wasn't supposed to go. Anyways, the main realization is to think about long-term improvement. Short-term gains are essentially irrelevant in any competition. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Your heart rate shoots to about 140 when the match starts. I see. Yeah, it does go away over time for sure, but I think you kind of have to realize that it's just a bunch of chemicals in your body trying to get you to safety. Bodies are very good, but also pretty dumb sometimes, you know? It's just a video game, body. No reason to go insane here. But hey, at least you get your exercise in. You don't even have to sit up, or you don't even have to do anything, man. You just sit in a chair in front of your computer. Get the blood pumping. Your heart rate shoots high when a probe warps in a pylon. Oh god. All these Protolses, huh? Protals out there providing free exercise for ladder heroes. No, I think it's a very common experience though, because a lot of people just stop laddering at some point. They're like, you know what? I like watching, but playing is stressful as shit. Trying to keep an eye out on my Discord. See if Rotty wakes up. I slid into Rotty's DMs this morning. I'm like, please, sir? Could I have some replay, sir? Rotty hosted the Big Brains Bouts yesterday, which is featuring Cyril with his very first series after completing his military service. Now, normally I can get those replays. So hopefully that's the case today as well. It'd be nice to cast some Cyril games. You can grind out the anxiety. I mean, repetition, right? Your body will learn to regulate the hormones and shit a little bit better. But yeah. Practice makes perfect. What's up, Louie? How are you doing today, dude? Welcome, welcome. Happy weekend. Some parts are not very easy to paint here. How in the world am I gonna paint some of these areas here? Those were easy to block in with the airbrush, not so much with a little regular brush right now. I guess we'll just have to aim. Enjoying the process? Nice. Yeah, we'll have to neaten up some of the fuck-ups here later. It's gonna be difficult to match the exact color of green, but the black should be relatively straightforward. How small do brushes go? Very small, very small. The main problem when you have a really small brush, like say you have like a one-haired brush, you have to be really quick with like moving from the palette where you're picking up the paint to the actual painting, because it will literally dry on the brush. And dried paint on a brush makes it essentially useless. So you don't actually want to go too small. Like, I actually think that's a mistake I made initially. I was painting with too small of a brush because, you know, miniatures, you would imagine smaller brush equals better. But it's mostly about the tip of the brush. So like, say for example, I have a brush over here that's pretty big. It has a really sharp tip. So it kind of... It can still paint really easy details, I guess. One hair brushes are kind of... It's not just about the tip, Diaboli. It's also about the belly of the brush. Belly and tip, that's all we care about. You want it to be able to hold loads of paint. Oh no, I've not seen that, Salty. Damn. Yeah, I don't really care about using, I don't know, zoom in glasses or whatever. There's a lot of different ways to paint miniatures, right? But I feel like my eyes are pretty good. I don't really need any glasses. And those little zoom in spectacle things, maybe one day, but I don't really see that being a benefit for me right now. A microscope? No thanks. Yeah, there's a lot of standards, right? Like, a lot of people will paint to a standard where, like, if it's a tabletop game piece, it's meant to be viewed from, like, maybe, like, I don't know, a foot away, right? Like 30 centimeters away, at closest. Very rarely will people actually be painting or seeing the minis really up close and personal, right? So you kind of have to paint to whatever standard you like. There's not really any rules. Ultimately, it's just a hobby, right? Than an art form, so you can kind of just do whatever. This is not a school test. You're not gonna get a grade at the end. I'll paint in the middle section over here too, because we can. No grades, chat. I know. How disappointing. So I'm painting with a bit of an older brush here, mostly because we're using metallics. And these metallic paints actually have like little metal flakes in them. Very, very small, but they still fuck up the brush. So you don't really want to use nice brushes for metallics if you cannot all avoid it. Or maybe you're richer than me and you don't give a shit, but I like to preserve the nice brushes. Oh, that's insane, Salty. What? The size of a white blood cell? That's how large the statues are? This guy is literally making statues that are multiples of the size of a human blood cell? That is extreme. I have very large white blood cells though, so maybe it doesn't matter so much. Hey, Neffy. Or Nefri, rather. Thank you very much for the 4-month resub. Thank you. Glad you still enjoy. We'll get to the gaming of the stream later today, absolutely. I don't know how much longer Silent Hill 2 is. Like, is Silent Hill, like, am I close to the ending of Silent Hill? I have no idea. I've been playing that game for quite a few hours up until this point. Does anybody happen to know, actually, for my Silent Hill 2 playthrough, I'm currently in the prison area. Yeah, I imagine it wouldn't be a very long game either, but... it's been a good number of hours so far. And I'm still going. Like, there's still a lot, it seems. Like, there's always a new zone. There's always a new area. I do want to get back to playing some Age of Mythology too, dude. It's around 17 to 22 hours? Okay. I think I'm at like maybe hour 13 or so at this point. I think I'm like 12, 13-ish hours into my game, so maybe, yeah, maybe there's more than I realize. And I'm by no means a fast gamer with those type of games. I take my time, I read everything, I map everything. Okay, so there's actually quite a bit. Yeah, that sounds like quite a while still. What's up, Penguin? How are you doing today? Hope all is well. Do I still know the number of areas that are, or do you want to know? No, I don't really want to know. Percentage-wise, if you were to make a guess, Sven, how far along am I if I'm currently in the prison area? I don't really want to know precisely how much is left, but I would like to have a rough estimate. Like, am I only halfway? Am I further along? Am I less? I don't know. No, I would imagine I'm probably like 75% or so, if I were to make a guess. I feel like I've unlocked all of the things that I can unlock. About 65%? Oh shit, really? Okay. Two-thirds would have been my guess? Okay. Well, the combat in Silent Hill is not its best part. The combat exists. That is about the extent of it. I don't think anybody would argue that the combat system is great. Yeah, speedruns are always a little difficult to draw conclusions from, though, because some of them just, like, skip 98% of the game. It's like, okay, if you do this at the starting area, you're at the final area now. You can just run through the entire game. You don't have to do anything. No, I'm gonna add a lot of battle damage on this guy. That's the plan. I've never really done battle damage on anything before, so I do want to add a lot of scratches, a lot of dirt, a lot of filth to this guy. So we're gonna paint him pretty clean initially. Some areas I may just, you know, accidentally have to turn into battle damage because I fucked up. But that'll work out in my favor. But I want to take like a little sponge, and we actually want to like sponge little scratches all over it, and then we want to add like layers to all of the scratches too. I was thinking about taking a drill and taking like tiny little chips out of the actual armor initially, but I think I'm not gonna do that. Maybe, I don't know. I can still do it later, but we'll see. I don't really know exactly what extent we're gonna go for yet, but yeah, we might accidentally have to turn some of the features or some of the bugs into features. You would take a knife and add manual scratches? Yeah, you can definitely do that, honestly. You can like kind of like carve out little areas if you want to. I don't think I'm brave enough for that though. We'll see. I'm already trying out lots of new stuff on this mini that I've never done before. Like for example, decals and stuff, and using the airbrush for all of the plating. I've not really done a lot of weathering either, so we'll see how it goes. Is sandpaper good for damage? Maybe if you have like a very coarse grit, you could probably pull it off, but it depends, I guess. This area over here is also full metallics. Yep. Right? I'm just double checking before I block in the color and I realize it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Penguin. That's what I'm thinking too. I feel like if you aim for perfection, it's gonna be very frustrating. Kinda just have to go with the flow a little bit sometimes. Happy little accidents. Obviously, it depends on what sort of general vibe you're aiming for, but... Sorry, I'm just looking at the ref work, because this entire area is... Yep. Including the joint, I would imagine. Yeah, all of this is metallic. So all of this section up until right about here is all metallic. This butt protector from the front though is supposed to be armor. Okay. Then this area over here is also all machinery. So this place right over here is also machinery. Yeah. I'm just triple checking every decision before I go into painting something in, because it would suck to get accidental metallics onto the armor pieces. I can paint over it, but it's gonna be kind of tricky to get the exact coloring that we got from the airbrush, because it's just a different texture and a different vibe. Yeah, no Control Z, exactly. No quick saving, no saves coming, sadly. That would be a great feature, though. Just a little bit of time traveling, you know? It would be convenient at the very least. Feels like you're getting quicker painting these models. I am fucking up a little less. Like, I used to spend a lot of time fixing mistakes. I still spend quite a bit of time on it, but trying to do a little bit less of it, you know? It wasn't that I was aiming to make mistakes, or that I ever am, but brush seems to listen more to where I want it to go. Which is kind of nice. I'm kind of treating this like StarCraft 2 laddering, you know? We just gotta put in the paces. We gotta put in the hours. You lose, yeah, there's a lot of muscles, like, for sure. Like, your hand can actually kind of cramp up. It sounds silly, but like when I first got the airbrush, I got like, so for the airbrush, you use very tiny motion. So the motion for the airbrush is to push down, which starts the airflow, but the airflow blocks over here. And then when you pull back, the needle at the front, you can kind of see it over here, gets retracted. So there's like a vacuum over here, and then it sucks the paint out of the cup to the front of the thing, and then it sprays it out in a cone, right? So like the further you push it back, the more it will just burst out. So you kind of have to do like very, very tiny, like very much, like it's minuscule movement, but it does take a little bit of getting used to. And it's one of those like muscles that you don't really use. It's like when you're first trying to like learn to like say like drive a manual or something, where your feet are not really used to working independently of one another like that. Maybe if you're a drummer, that stuff was easy, but it took me a little while for sure. People get carpal tunnel drawing? Right. Splitting Banes? Right. Yeah, splitting Marines against Banes. Also a skill that takes, it's a lot of twitchiness, I guess. No, I haven't really had a lot of muscle cramps though, but driving a manual was easy when you learned how to do it. I learned to drive a manual first, so I never, in the Netherlands it's the norm to learn to drive a manual rather than like drive an automatic. So a lot of folks will know how to do it, but it takes a little bit, you know? But it's a similar muscle memory. You're basically teaching your brain to not be an idiot. Yeah, automatics are way more common now, especially with electric cars, right? Like electric cars obviously don't have, you don't have to shift. And there's a fuck ton of electric cars nowadays. I don't know how much of a percentage it would be over here. With like new car sales, how many would be automatic or electric versus like manual? Still a fuck ton of manual though. I wouldn't say 80%. I would probably say 80% manual. Maybe that would be more accurate. Although I have no idea, I'm pulling that number out of my ass. No, I got some on the panel. You see that? Right inside of here. Is that even? Right above, like to the top left of the end of my brush. It's okay. I have to make a full loop around it, I think. After we're done blocking in the color. $80 to 90% of car sales in Norway are electric now? Damn. Norway goes brrrt. Or more like that's a mosquito. Well, electric cars can kind of sound like mosquitoes. Especially when reversing. Norway relying too much on electricity? One solar flare and it's gone? Norway holds a fuck ton of oil, dude. We are all kind of relying on electricity and internet and everything, dude. One solar flare and we're all fucked. Like, it's not just Norway. One solar flare that fries all of our electronics and internet and satellites and everything else. We would all be kind of fucked. Hey, what's up, Rocco girl? I would also be mad if the internet is gone, yes. None of us would know how to do anything, because in order for me to figure out what I need to do, I Google it. Like anything I need to learn how to do, I Google. I look up videos on YouTube, you know? Hard to start a fire if I don't know how without YouTube, dude. What's up, Agent? Happy birthday. Thank you, man. Thanks, bro. It's my birthday pretty soon, actually. Like next week. Next week, not Tuesday, but the week after that. Yeah. I thought I was turning 31, but it turns out I'm turning 32. Crazy, dude. Is this what I'm doing right now, my midlife crisis? Painting plastic soldiers? If so, I'm pretty happy about the whole setup. I'll cryo freeze you. You'll live forever. Aww. Thanks, bro. I can be a little bit more like Austin Powers. And Walt Disney. You just had your neighbor singing a happy birthday song? After the Christmas music, Agent? That's amazing. Having your birthday around Christmas time in the Philippines. What a joy. You don't think I could be more like Austin Powers, right? I think they actually inspired Austin Powers after me. Oh, behave. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, blocking in all this silver is a bit of a tedious process. But we're almost done with the first coat. It does immediately make the mini look a lot better though. You can kind of see the general vibe we're going for here. Welcome, Crimson. We gotta do a little bit of a finicky area here. The joints. I think I can paint this in from here, but part of me wanted to paint this in separately as well, like make a sub-assembly out of this area here. But I figured it would probably be okay to paint like this. I think it is. Okay. Yeah. I think it was okay. It is very shiny though, isn't it? We'll shade it all down. Whoa! Did I get a whole load of it over here? No. Fuck. Nice. You see that shit? Looks like we got some battle damage. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be there. Anyhow. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. We'll add some washes. I also want to do some dry brushing carefully to brighten it all back up after we shade it all down. Minus 26 MMR? You're probably right. We were doing so well until we weren't. Story of my life. Okay. I think that's all of this blocked in. Yeah, that's good. Now there's little parts as well on the front and then obviously also on the arms. As you may have already guessed, the weapons on this guy are not going to be, like the arms that is, they're not going to be green. Oh shit, Roddy got back to me. Minus 69 painting. Just a little bit. Roddy got back to me, dude. He gave me some replays. Ay, 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 ay. What a joy. Okay. So these sections over here, how exactly are those painted? Okay, gotcha. We have little metallic, like all of these little sections over here are metallic too. I think I will make some of these coppery, but we'll paint them in with, we'll paint them in with silver first. Just the silver looks nice. And we can decide if we want it to make, want it to be a little bit more brownish later on. All right, cool. I was just double checking real quick with Roddy. Oh, one sec. Okay. Sorry, I'm just chatting to Roddy real quick with about the Big Brain Bouts replays. He got me some of the replays from yesterday between Cero and Showtime, but apparently game one, they play a reverse race. So apparently in game one, Cero plays Protoss and Showtime plays Zerg. That is exciting. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we're gonna have a look at those in maybe like 45 minutes or so. I'll try blocking in some more of the colors here, but then we'll go and check out some StarCraft games. Give a couple more people a chance to wake up and join the stream, and then we'll jump in. It is Saturday after all. Okay. That does mean I will have to do a little bit of video editing too, because I would like to post this video then on Sunday. So we'll do a little bit of video editing on stream. A little bit of thumbnail making too. I always kind of feel like you guys don't like that, but it seems like a lot of folks do like that. Every time I think about it not being interesting, a lot of you are like, no! It's fun to watch you do Photoshop. Like, what? Okay. We can do that, sure. Okay. It's fun to suggest stupid stuff. Whoa, whoa, what are you trying to say right now, buddy? My stream is full of intelligence. There's never any stupid stuff. Are you insulting my viewers for suggesting stupid stuff to be put on the thumbnail? Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, people do put pretty, yeah, no, yeah, there's some pretty bad shit. Just watching this stream is plus 10 intelligence? Oh, absolutely. Plus 10 intelligence, plus 50 charisma, plus 60 HP. It's stupid to suggest fun stuff? Yeah. This stream is serious business. Childish jokes and fun, not allowed. Fun pisses me off. Go. No penis joke has ever been or shall ever be uttered on this stream. No, sorry, Foray. No, sorry. DP on this stream means pause, please, okay? That's what we do in StarCraft, so that's what it means. DP go go? Question mark? Go go. That's how we communicate. It doesn't require a higher understanding of the English language. It's efficient and therefore correct. Sometimes you just pause and you get a question mark. Yeah, just a question mark. Oh, you know one thing I also want to do on this guy for the very first time? I want to use some enamel paints. I've never used enamels before. But I know a lot of people that are really into like a grim dark aesthetic are a big fan of this product called Streaking Grime, which requires enamel paints and then also like white spirits to, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out how to use that stuff, but I got a little bottle of it. It was like $3. I figured, you know what? We'll go ahead and give it a shot, see what it does. I want to do that on all of the rivets. So there's like loads of little rivets all over the Mini. You can kind of see them, like these little dots that are sticking out. Those are all gonna be like, I wanna have like a streaky, like, you know, or like a rust effect over here. So we dip them with a little bit of rust and then we like streak it down like so. So we're gonna get a nice, filthy, disgusting looking Mini. Filth and disgusting, that's what I want you to think of when you watch my stream. I want you to be physically grossed out, chat. Can you do that? Yeah, perfect. I want you to be what-faced. Okay. We have the little speaker grill over here at the front. This is apparently where the Dreadnought can talk. Are you a speaker grill?